It seems like so long ago, not only when The Acolyte came out and was a complete and total disaster for Lucasfilm and for Disney Star Wars, but it was even more embarrassing when it subsequently got canceled just months after its release. Something that Disney very rarely does. Usually, these disasters come out and they just try to ignore it for a while, like the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, even though people are, Ewan McGregor's up there begging for a season 2 constantly. They just kind of never officially address it. They're just like, maybe something can happen someday. For The Acolyte, it was so bad. It was so horrific. It left such a bad taste in every single Star Wars fan's mouth that they said, yeah, we're done with that shit. It cost us a bunch of money. Nobody watched it. And the people that did give it a chance absolutely despised it. Well, would it be crazy to find out that as much as they said they spent on this $180 million, it was actually a little bit more than that? Would that shock anybody that they actually spent more than they told us? Star Wars The Acolyte's budget turns out to be much higher than first reported. Weird, isn't it? Weird how that works. Scrapped Star Wars show The Acolyte reportedly cost Disney $230 million. $230 million. I think that comes out to somewhere around $45 million per hour. Per hour of this dog shit show. And look, something like Andor, they spent an ungodly amount of money on Andor. I believe somewhere in the $650 million for 2 seasons realm. Now, there's a lot of people out there that praise Andor. I certainly think it's better than something like The Acolyte in terms of production value and writing and stuff like that. That's a lot of money to spend. At least they were getting much longer episodes. The cost per hour is way less on something like that than it is for The Acolyte. You're talking about just a little over 30-minute episodes for The Acolyte, and that's how much you spent on this shit? That is an absolute joke. And look, I don't know how you possibly expected this to turn out. Handing this over to a lesbian activist in Leslie Headland, letting her hire her wife to play a role, letting her have complete control over this thing, and once again, see them constantly pushing this bullshit that Star Wars fans do not want into Star Wars. Who in the world thought that was a good idea other than Kathleen fucking Kennedy? Yet it got greenlit, and they spent a lot of fucking money on this, all for it to flop not only in the ratings, but also, more importantly, maybe with the audience. People despise it. It was mocked, it was ridiculed, it was made fun of, and we knew from the beginning that this is how it would be. And yes, you can try to lie to us about how much you spent. You can try to have people cover for you, just like we see all across Disney, Marvel, DC does the same thing. All these people lie about their budgets, and then a couple years later, it comes out exactly what they spent. But even for half of that price, it was a bad idea because you became the laughing stock. Amandla Stenberg out there playing the victim, attacking fans. We saw it over and over again. Leslie Headland's wife still, to this day, is bitching on Instagram over the fact that it got canceled. How dare you listen to those toxic racist fans? Why don't you just shove more shit down their throat that they won't watch? That'll be a financial failure for you. And now we're finding out what a big failure it was. It was a nightmare. How could you be signing these checks? And yes, you get a little bit of a rebate because you filmed it in the UK, but how could you be signing these checks and paying for this shit almost $250 million for dog shit? That is the legacy of The Acolyte, a failed show that lasted 1 season and got canceled, publicly canceled, because that's how fucking bad it was. Absolutely pathetic. They deserved all the ridicule. They deserved all the hate. They deserved the low ratings, and it absolutely deserved to be canceled.